Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Digital Quill Podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. I am me, she is she, and today is a brand spanking new episode of the Digital Quill Podcast. Are you a dancer? Have you ever danced in your life? Even if you're not professional, do you do it a little bit here and there? Do you shimmy the shoulders, kind of swing the hips from side to side anytime a good song comes on? No? You are not a dancer? You don't dance ever? Your body never physically moves to the sound of music? We might need to fix that. We just might need to fix that. Hi. Weird that we find ourselves here talking about dance. Why are we talking about dance today? Well, first off, we're going to read an article from Harvard. Yes, we have some science and psychology to get into today. Woo! And also, we have personal stories, a little bit of shout outs, and other things. So let's just hop right into it. And if I was a more professional podcast, this is where I would have a break in the show, and it would be like, hi, this is the Digital Quill Podcast, your modern place for modern conversations with modern people, or some bull crap like that. I don't freaking know. I'm still new to this, son, alright? I've been doing this since March. It's October. That's less than a year. And how far have I come? Well, not very far, in my personal opinion, because I still have 400 million miles left to go. But at least I went the first mile. And the first mile has been kind of nice. I'm okay with the rest of the 399 million miles. As long as you are too. Because if I'm going to be doing this just for myself, for like the rest of the 399 miles, then I'm still gonna do it. But it's gonna be a little lonely. Join me. Okay, let's start reading. Ignore my desktop. Or don't. It's actually kind of neat. Dancing in the Brain. Winter 2015. Don't worry, by the way, I will link every single article that I read from, and then some, into the descriptions below. And if you are not watching the episode that has links in the description below, it's not because I didn't put them, it's because you're listening to a different version that for some reason doesn't translate with the description that I put. There are, and it's probably most likely on YouTube that's happening, because YouTube. Maybe it's not, I don't know. I haven't checked in a bit. My bad. All right, let's hop into it. Dancing in the Brain. According to harvard.edu, Harvard Medical School. So they might know a thing or two. I mean, Harvard is kind of like an Ivy League, isn't it? I'm not an academic. Millions of Americans dance, either recreationally or professionally. That ties back to my original question from the first 3 minutes of the show. Do you dance? Do you rock and roll? Do you dance, mofo? How many of those who are ballroom dancing, doing the foxtrot, break dancing, doing the foxtrot, break dancing, or line dancing realize that they are doing something positive for their bodies? And their brains? Dance, in fact, has such beneficial effects on the brain that it is now being used to treat people with Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological movement disorder. There's no question, anecdotally at least, that music has a very stimulating effect on physical activity, says Daniel Tarsi, MD and HMS professor of neurology and director of the Parkinson's Disease and Movement Disorder Center at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. I think I said that correctly, and I think that applies to dance as well. Stimulating movement. And now, we are going to get into the more personal side of this. Right now, this is just the foundation of why this episode about dance is important, and the journey of dance, and just dance in the body and the brain, because I promise this is relevant. And also, I haven't read this article yet, so this is the first time both of us are reading it. I trust Harvard to get some things correct, I guess. Stimulating movement. Scientists give little thought to the neurological effects of dance until relatively recently, when researchers began to investigate the complex mental coordination that dance requires. In a 2008 article in Scientific American magazine, a Columbia University neuroscientist posted that synchronizing music and movement dance essentially constitutes a pleasure double play. Music stimulates the brain's reward centers while dance activates its sensory and motor circuits. There's actually a visual you could probably use to see how that works. Anyway, studies using PET imaging have identified regions of the brain that contribute to dance learning and performance. These regions include the motor cortex, somatosensory cortex, basal ganglia, and the cerebellum. The motor cortex is involved in the planning, control, and execution of voluntary movement. The somatosensory cortex, located in the middle region of the brain, is responsible for motor control and also plays a role in hand-eye coordination. The basal ganglia, a group of structures deep in the brain, work with other brain regions to smoothly coordinate movement, while the cerebellum integrates input from the brain and spinal cord and helps in the planning of fine and complex motor actions. Now, before we continue, if you are neurospicy on any level, and I'm talking ADHD, I'm talking autism, I'm even talking PTSD or CPTSD, I'm only using these as examples because these are my examples that I've had to live and experience with and research and study, and this isn't the only medical science document I've read. I've actually read more extensive, in-depth medical science documents that I probably won't share here because they are really hard to digest for the common folk unless you've been reading them your entire life. And I can't even regurgitate it out with the information I've read because I am stupid. But anyway, this part continues with the stimulating movement, but as I were on the whole, if you are neurospicy on any level, right? Dance is actually very, very good for people with any sort of cognitive disability when it comes to physical movement. Small sidestep. This is actually one of the reasons why I was put into ballet and martial arts at such a very early age, even for a small spell of time, because when I was first learning how to walk, I was walking on my toes. I was not walking flat-footed like a standard bipedal human being would walk. I was put into ballet and physical movement while learning how to coordinate my feet and whatnot. By the way, there is video evidence of this. I might share it one day. Who knows? But the physical movement and the stimulation from the coordination from the brain to the execution of motor functions, right? There is something to be said there. While some imaging studies have shown which regions of the brain are activated by dance, others have explored how the physical and expressive elements of dance alter brain functions. For example, much of the research on the benefits of the physical activity associated with dance links with those gained from physical exercise, benefits that range from memory improvement to strengthen neuronal connections. A 2003 study in the New England Journal of Medicine by researchers at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine discovered that dance can decidedly improve brain health. The study investigated the effect leisure activities had on the risk of dementia in the elderly. The researchers looked at the effects of 11 different types of physical activity, including cycling, golf, swimming, and tennis, but found that only one of the activities studied, dance, lowered participants' risk of dementia. Ooh. I have an idea. According to the researchers, dancing involves both a mental effort and social interaction, and this type of stimulation helped reduce the risk of dementia. In a small study undertaken in 2012, researchers at North Dakota's Minot State University found that the Latin-style dance program known as Zumba improves mood and certain cognitive skills such as visual recognition and decision-making. Oh, so I'm going to stop being indecisive? Other studies show that dance helps reduce stress, increases levels of the feel-good hormone serotonin, and helps develop new neural connections, especially in regions involved in executive functioning, long-term memory, and spatial recognition. You know, this might just be me. This might just be myself. I might have very little claim or stake to know anything, because who the heck am I, right? I'm just Mars Wilson, a common nobody on the internet who has never once studied anything in her life whatsoever. I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about at any given point, right? I'm a human being with experience, and so are you, and all experience is valid. Just want to put that out there, but hey, whatever. Blinks that camera. There is a large debate in the world, and there has been a large debate in the world for almost all of time about the increasing of neurospiciness, of autism, and stuff like that. Is there some science to be had that chemicals and plastics and other stuff might be causing some issues in development with bodies and brains? Yes, there is always going to be, some level of error and trial when it comes to things that are introduced to the body and systems and society and stuff like that. That's just kind of a given. That's called life. Cause and effect. But human bodies and human brains, we haven't really been able to study until the last less than 100 years. The amount of medical science that we've been able to come up with, there are studies that suggest and show that neurospiciness or ADHD, autism, or anything of the like have actually been around for longer than any of the synthetics, dyes, and plastics that we have introduced to our systems and bodies and planet in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, okay? We never would have left the caves if it wasn't for some level of neurodivergence. Because if it wasn't for any level of neurodivergence, which what is the definition of neurodivergence at a base level? Well, that's just something that isn't typical. You really think Albert Einstein was typical? You really think any of the political figures from hundreds of years ago, or the artists, or the inventors, or the philosophers were typical? They were atypical. I can guarantee you that. We don't have the ability to study their brains because they've turned to mush and since disintegrated into dust. We never would have left the caves if it wasn't for neurodivergence existing in humanity far longer than plastics, dyes, synthetics, and what have you. And I will stand on that fact because as someone who was diagnosed, and I know my case is a little special given the fact that I was born with meth and heroin in my system because my biological mother, for 7 months of her pregnancy, the last couple of months, she was clean. Barely. Thank you, Halfway House. Of course I was going to be developed incorrectly. I was diagnosed early, really early. I knew what that diagnosis was early. I was able to circumvent things because of early therapy thanks to my caregiver who pretty much didn't want me sitting in a corner drooling. I think a lot of her intentions and motivations were selfish. But that's just me. I'm not her. Just kind of feels that way. Back to movement as therapy, because this is when it gets spicier. Dance has been found to be therapeutic for patients with Parkinson's disease. More than 1 million people in this country are living with Parkinson's disease, and according to the Parkinson's Disease Foundation, each year another 60,000 are diagnosed. Parkinson's disease belongs to a group of conditions called motor system disorders, which develop when the dopamine-producing cells in the brain are lost. The chemical dopamine is an essential component of the brain systems for controlling movement, and coordination. Interesting. As Parkinson's disease progresses, an increasing number of these cells die off, drastically reducing the amount of dopamine available to the brain. According to the Foundation, the primary motor systems of Parkinson's disease include bradykinesia, slowed movement, stiffness of the limbs and trunk, tremors, and impaired balance and coordination. It is these symptoms that dance may help alleviate. A lot of this research is observational, not hard science, says Tarsi, but it's consistent and there's a lot of it. Honestly, As someone who likes to dabble in science, whether it be medical, experimentational, or anything of the like, a lot of science is just observational research. You have to observe the subjects, you have to observe the consonants and the dependence and other stuff like that. Like, it is a whole thing. I am honestly surprised it is not more commonly used in day-to-day life, but hey, whatever, I like science. Tarsi says that dance can be considered a form of rhythmic auditory stimulation, RAS. In this technique, a series of fixed rhythms are presented to patients, and the patients are asked to move to the rhythms. Studies of the effects this technique has on patients with Parkinson's or other movement disorders have found significant improvements in gait and upper extremity function among participants. Although there have been no side-by-side scientific comparisons of RAS with either music or dance, Tarsi says people with Parkinson's speak and walk better if they have a steady rhythmic cue. So let's kind of sidestep for a minute and put away the article for just a little bit. And we'll start talking, you and I. I had mentioned that I had gotten into ballet at a very early age to kind of help circumvent the fact that I wasn't walking flat-footed. I was walking on my toes, which I'm really glad I started walking on my toes because my calf strength, and I can still walk on my toes, and I can actually run on my toes. I'm faster if I run on my toes. It's fun. Anyway, I know I sometimes complain about being neurodivergent loudly and often, but really, it's a superpower. And once you're like able to like figure out your body and your brain and how you react and respond to the world, you're unstoppable after that. Like, go get 'em, tiger. Music is a therapy. It is not like dance as a therapy isn't the only thing I did. I also did early music therapy growing up, and I don't remember a lot of it. I'd actually have to get back into it, probably read some more and refresh my mind on it, but that's mostly because like I've been exploring other things. When I have my friends or family or people tell me, I'm just not interested in dance, I don't want to sign up or whatever, even if it's to help give me a discount on the codes for referral bonuses. No, I'm kidding. It kind of confuses me because, one, you don't have to be interested in dance. It's the social aspect. It's the physical movement aspect. It's the cardio. It's the hand-eye movement. Like, you don't have to love dance. You don't have to love music. You don't have to love moving your body to the beat. It's what the benefits of music and dancing and physical movement and like doing that with other people does for you. I get you could probably be like going to metal concerts and hanging out with your friends and headbanging gives you the same benefits. Dancing is a very specific set of executive function. The amount of movement your brain and body have to coordinate with each other, you're not going to get it right at first. You're going to look cattywampus. You're going to fail. You're going to flop. You're going to flap your wings. I don't know. But it's the brain. The thing that you use every single day, the thing that you go to bed with, the thing you wake up with, the very thing inside your body that pilots your meat suit. I don't care if you're not interested in dance. I know you're interested in living a life you love and living it powerfully. I know you're interested in being in a better mental headspace. I know you're interested in being in a better financial space. Once you kind of start figuring your body and brain out, again, like I said, it's a superpower. You are not like anybody else. You are you. I know I've said that before, and I'm going to say it 1,000 million, 100 billion, quadrillion more times. You are you. You have one brain, one nervous system, one possible soul, if you believe in that sort of thing. You're not someone else. You don't need to be interested in dance like someone else. Are you interested in living long? Are you interested in living well? Are you interested in not being depressed all the time? Are you interested in not being, I don't know. Try something different, even if you have no interest in it, because the therapy and the science behind some of the things that you may not be interested in are astronomically beneficial, not only to you, but to people around you. If you could come home from a long day of work and still feel rested and still want to have the energy to do the things you want to do with your friends or your family, wouldn't you? People say, and I'm going to start using this too, finally, because it's eaten away at me, and then we'll hop into the rest of the article. People say, oh, I love my partner. I would die for them. Oh, I love my child. I would die for them. Would you live for them? Would you get up and do the thing that you need to do to come correct, to fix your brain, to fix your emotions, to work on those things? And I'm using fix loosely. You're not broken. Would you do all those things? Humans have been dancing for thousands, millions of years. Even those who weren't interested in making dance a hobby or a passion, we got around the campfires. We had food. We sang songs. And we danced the goddamn night away. Not all of us were good at it. But we had fun. We enjoyed each other's company. And we were able to tackle the hard work and the hard tasks come what may. Go dance. Shimmy. Shake your body, come on. Move your body, shake your body, come on. Celebration. Let's continue with the article. Complementary moves. At the Osher Center for the Integrative Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital, Peter Wayne, AM 89, PhD 92, and HMS Assistant Professor of Medicine at the hospital, studies the clinical effects of mind-body and the complementary alternative medicine practices on patients with chronic health conditions. By the way, alternative medicine is pretty much anything that you don't pop a pill with. It's acupuncture, it's music therapy, it's sound therapy, it's vibrational therapy, it's recreational therapy. And it's a few other things too. I'm not a medical science doctor, so please don't take my word for anything. He has conducted clinical trials designed to evaluate He has conducted clinical trials to evaluate the safety and efficiency of Tai Chi for patients with Parkinson and other balance disorders. Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art once used for self-defense but now performed as an exercise. Wayne considers Tai Chi to be a more ritualized, structured form of dance. I actually have someone who could probably weigh in on that. The focus of our work is to take advantage of traditional exercises in which it's implicit that the mind and body are connected more efficiently. Tai Chi is one exercise that we focus on because of its benefits for both balance and mental function. Research, he says, has shown that the increased susceptibility to falls that occurs among people who are aging or who are dealing with disorders such as Parkinson's might be mitigated by the practice of Tai Chi. It improves their strength and flexibility as well as their cognitive performance. One such study appeared in 2012 in the New England Journal of Medicine. In this study, a team of investigators led by a scientist at the Oregon Research Institute found that Tai Chi helped improve balance and prevent falls among people with mild to moderate Parkinson's disease. After 6 months, those who practiced Tai Chi twice weekly were physically stronger and had better balance compared to those who did either weight training or stretching. On average, the participants who did Tai Chi achieved balance measures that were 2 times better than those achieved by weightlifters and 4 times better than those participants who stretched. Those people who practiced Tai Chi also fell less and had slower rates of decline and overall motor control. Wayne says Tai Chi may possibly benefit people with Parkinson's disease in other ways too. Practicing mindful movements, he says, may help compensate for some of the motor deficiencies that are common in Parkinson's and defects. Under Tarsi's direction, BIDMC has initiated several wellness programs, including ones that feature Tai Chi, Zumba, yoga, and drumming. Oh? Designed to help people manage the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Although it is still unclear to what extent these programs benefit patients, Tarsi says there is evidence that such activities as dance and Tai Chi can stabilize the effects of the disease and slow the degree to which everyday movement is affected. And there you have it. The end of the article. I will link it, I promise. You can read it yourself. What do you think about that? We just read a lot of heavy, dense-ish information. I could go heavier. How do you feel? How do you feel about dance now that we have gotten a few minutes into learning the science behind the brain and the body? And by the way, this article is only like 0.000000001% of what we could dive into when it comes to the brain and bodily function with movement and dance and just in general of human physiology and psychology. Okay. Why are we really talking about music today? Why are we really talking about dance? Well, from an early age, music has been the most important thing in my life. So important, as a matter of fact, when I showed any form of promise or talent in writing at 6-7 years old, I also was showing talent and promise in music, singing, dancing, wanting to play instruments. I never got the drum set. Whatever, neither here nor there. Music has been integral in my life. I had a radio player that was also a CD player and a cassette player all in one. I used that daily for a while. There were some times that I wouldn't listen to music at all, but daily for a long time. First and foremost, I need to thank my dance partner for giving me the ability and the opportunity to not only have a dance partner, which is something I've been dreaming of for too long. Too long. We don't talk about that anymore because I have a dance partner and I have dance classes now. It's perfect. I don't want to drink this right now because I'm stalling. Music was so important to me, so integral to me. My mom sang with bands. She wrote me my own song, which kind of sucks because I never got to hear her record it. We had every opportunity to do so. She just didn't want to. That hurts. Not gonna lie. But anyway, music was so important to me. So important to me that I was deciding between, do I become singer and pursue the dog shit out of music, or do I pursue the dog shit out of writing? One of them became very clear very quickly which one I would prefer. Writing. Music is still important to me, though. I still have that on the imaginary back burner because there's the actual burner here where I'm like consistently aware of all the things I need to do and have to do and want to do, and I'm like, I will pick you and do and you and oh, that's a nice meal plan and okay. The imaginary one is the one that still whispers at me. It's like, hey, listen to me. You still like music a lot. It can't escape you. Hey, listen. I try to be entertaining sometimes. I'm sorry if it doesn't work. I can't escape that voice. I can't escape the voice that's telling me to move my body, that's telling me to map choreography to songs that I listen to on repeat, that's telling me that I need to learn the fucking drums and that I need to get my voice to a point where I can sing whenever the heck I want. I suck right now because I still don't know how to use my diaphragm or where to place the sound of my voice, whether it's chest or throat or nose or whatever. I do have some background. Thank you, Miss Peters, Linda Peters. If you ever listen to this show, I am never going to forget you. You are amazing. Thank you for being the best choir teacher of my life. Music is important to me. Dance is important to me. Because I used it as a form of therapy for so long when I wasn't doing CBT therapy or EDMR or any of the other therapies for trauma or social anxiety or any of the stuff. Music and water therapy were that thing for me. Music is in my soul. It is in my bones. It's in my core. I can't escape it. I can't. It's kind of why I fixate so hard on dating or marrying a musician, because I'm like, as a writer who wanted to get into music, it would just be perfect if I was betrothed to a musician, because my life will never be without music that way. Ever. Never again. Sorry. Weird personal side story. I said this on the TikTok earlier today in my daily affirmation morning videos. Sorry, I like mapping myself. It's the way that I process and cope with imposter syndrome. I had a backyard growing up that was fairly spacious. It had a concrete area that was really flat and really easy to play basketball on and like dance. And there were nights and days that I would be out there every single day or night for hours at a time. I actually don't know how much time I spent indoors in that house. Some memories from my childhood are coming back. Ugh. No, thank you. Go away. Go away. Go away. I don't need those. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. But there was one song in particular that I learned in my high school years. And actually, yeah, I've never not been dancing. Just Dance, Dance Dance Revolution, We Cheer Too, the Michael Jacksons' This Is It for the Wii. I really should have joined dance class sooner. I done fucked up, but I'm here now, so that's what matters. All good things come to those who wait and put in massive amounts of effort. I love contemporary. I love jazz. I love ballroom. I love tap. I love waltz. I love foxtrot. I love Roomba. I love all of it. I grew up watching Dancing with the Stars and America's Got Talent. Music and creativity and self-expression and individuality are so important to me. Not gonna lie, this sounds bad. The way it phrased in my head sounded really bad, but I'm going to say it anyway. When people are copycats of each other, when it's the pushy posse or something, I don't know. But like, when there is no individuality or personality in something, I'm not drawn to it. I love people who are insane or crazy, because I also am. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I hated how my hair looked there. Yeah, like the more you are, the better for my brain, because I'm like, oh, you're an individual and you're you, but you also have like a collective mission, but you're yourself. Nice. Now I get to be myself, my whole self. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm losing the plot. But anyway, why it matters, what music means, how much, how long, always and forever. That's funny. There are songs I've created choreography to. The Islander by Nightwish, Goldfish Swimming in a Lava Lamp. I have a miniature expression contemporary dance for that one. The Islander is a ballroom kind of thing, so it's actually really interesting when you are mapping out choreography on your own, because not only do you have to do the leader and the follower mapping of the choreography, but if there are any lifts, you kind of have to figure out yourself, if you don't have someone to practice with, where to put all of those. And let me tell you when I say that I have worked on this dance choreography map thing for less than 10 years, just shy of 10 years by like 1.5 years. I actually presented the idea to my dance coaches yesterday, and they seemed really excited, and I'm now scared because I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Those were supposed to be private thoughts. I shouldn't have said that I had choreography mapped out, which I'm lying. I should have. I'm actually in the perfect spot and place in order to finish and like polish it up. I played the song for my dance partner on the way to class last night, and I could feel my heart rate. I could feel my breathing. My body itself was reacting to the mapping I've done for almost a decade. Every time it slowed down and sped up, it was like my body knew where I was supposed to be going. I can't wait to finalize this. And honestly, with the way that one of the coaches was talking about it, I'm sure I'll hear more about it soon. Maybe, I don't know. You guys might see it. It's probably going to be the first choreography, like official, that I really work toward and showcase, display, which is kind of interesting because, as I said in the TikTok video today, I have group choreography maps. I have solo, I have expression with contemporary, I have technically the Islander with Nightwish is my only one? Yeah, actually, most of my maps are groups or solo contemporary. This one in particular is my only partner dance, I think. Let me see my Spotify real quick. And actually, as a matter of fact, let's do this. Can you see Spotify? Do 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 do. Oh, hey, there it is. No, that is not hit. Come back. My own choreography. The Islander, Headstrong, Never Too Late, Goldfish in a Lava Lamp, Everybody's Full, iRobot, Out for Love, Do It Like a Dude, Game Over, Good Girl Gone Dark. I need to start that one. I haven't really done that one. Dirty Minds. Oh, hell. I actually have a choreography for Whatever It Takes now, too. Let me add that. Which, that one, I need to polish up. And I'm pretty sure that one is an expressionism, too. See, I also blend styles in my choreograph maps because I am super into dance cheer. I love hip-hop. Breakdancing, yoga, tai chi. Like, when it comes to physical movement, if you say the words, hey, Mars, would you like to go to this insert physical movement or whatever class, I'm going to be like, if you're paying, then yes, because I'm broke. Or, let me see if I can scrounge up some money together and go eat beans for the rest of the month. One day I'll get there. I'm still barely trying out this stuff. As a matter of fact, in my late 20s is when I've actually gotten my shit together. And, where is it? Oh, there it is. Singing. I was in choir once. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I miss choir. That is the next thing I get into. Do it like a dude. That one, probably a group, can be solo. Out for Love. Solo? iRobot. Expression. Everybody's Fool. About that one. So, Everybody's Fool is actually, it probably could be a duo. However, that is not how I originally mapped it out. When was middle school? How long has it been since I've been in middle school? That's when I mapped that out. I do have choreographed maps that are older than the Islander that probably won't ever get debuted because Everybody's Fool was actually probably my first intentional choreograph. All the others, Everybody's Fool, and then It's Not Too Late. And then there's also an expression for Lost in Darkness by Skillet. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Oh, I don't know how much more I could talk about dance, so I'm only going to really talk about I probably could talk about it a little bit more, but I'm going to leave it at this. If you have not done a thing you want to do, and you have wanted to do a thing you've wanted to do for a very long time, insert whatever it is with the word thing here. Do it. Go. Do it. What? Do it. Jazz hands. Do it. Just go do the thing. Go start today. And if finances are a worry, plan. Strategize. Write it down. The more that you put the energy and effort into what you want to do, whether it's writing it down, planning it, strategizing it, thinking it, mulling it, talking about it, the more likely it is for you to make that thing, that dream, that goal, that wish, that want, that whim, like a sim, possible. Sorry. Go do the thing. I believe in you. I didn't believe in me. I still barely do, but I believe in you. Go do the thing. And before we end today's episode, I actually have been meaning to do this for some time now. Shout outs. We're gonna do some Digital Quill family shout outs. The first up, for most recently, my best friend Steven recently had a birthday. Happy belated birthday. I know I wished you happy birthday, but anyway, happy belated. You just had hernia surgery. I'm glad you're healing well. Keep healing. Tiffany, I know you listen to the show sometimes, girl. You are amazing. Such an incredible mother. I am so glad you started streaming. I can't wait to see you stream. You stream every day, you said, I think. I'll try to make it. I promise. Sam. I am really glad that you got a dog. Freya is beautiful. You also recently had a birthday. It was earlier in the month. I had meant to do a birthday shout out earlier in the month when you had your birthday, but I kind of forgot to and just forgot. I'm sorry. Happy belated birthday. You're awesome. Please keep doing your music stuff and please keep showing off that beautiful pup. And last but not least for today, because there's so many of you I could shout out. So many of you are attempting to do things, are finally taking the initiative to live lives that you love and live them powerfully, and I'm so fucking proud of you. Oh my god. Like, I'm watching some of you complete goals and start things that you've only talked about doing, and I'm sitting here like, yes, keep going, go, rah, rah, rah. because I'm also able to do the things I love and I want to do by watching you guys. Like, I am also emulating you as you are maybe possibly emulating me, as humans do. Keep doing it. Keep going. Last but not least, my dance partner and also a co-host and also someone who is going to start doing their own stuff very soon, Nathan. I have seen you go through some incredible stuff in the almost decade that we've known each other, and keep on rocking and rolling. Like, damn, guys, you are all fucking powerhouses. So many of you, like, even the names I haven't named today, like, you know who you are. You're a powerhouse. You're a fucking superstar. Good fucking job, guys. Awesome. Yeah, I love seeing this shit. Keep going. Keep fucking going. And that's actually my time, humans of Earth. So thank you for tuning into this Digital Quill Podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. This is a podcast for modern conversations with modern people. We talk about everything from philosophy to theology to entertainment to personal stories, and sometimes we have guests on and we can talk for hours. Get in touch with us, or me, at dearmars2023@gmail.com. Become a guest, share your story, promote yourself. What projects do you have going on that you're just starting that you need some help and love with? Because technically, I'm also just barely starting this too. I would love to be able to help you. I would love to be able to promote you. In the description below will not only be the articles from today, but also the Discord community link. Hop on in. Introduce yourself. Tell us with your chest who you are and what you're about. Thank you for being human. Thank you for existing, and mostly thank you for sharing your time with me, and thank you for letting me give you mine. I hope I was able to teach or inspire or motivate, or at least, and really the easiest and also the more fun one, entertain. I'm insane. But also, I'm just human. And so are you. Keep going, humans of Earth. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to drink water. Go smile at a neighbor. I believe in you. And I will see you next time for episode 81 of the Digital Quill Podcast. Bye for now. Shalom and goodbye, and I will see you next time.